What's up, everyone? I'm Andrew Nolan. I'm a music producer and guitarist for the band A Somerset Parade. Welcome to the series called Songs of the Hyades, a look inside Carcosa, where I give you an inside look into the production and mix of each song on our recently released album, Carcosa. I produced this album, so I'm going to give you a ton of insight into how I wrote, edited, tracked, and mixed each song on the album, basically start to finish, showing you through all the Pro Tools sessions and all the different elements in each song. There's a ton of cool stuff on the album, so I'm really looking forward to actually showing everyone what's in there. Also, if you like what you see, hit me up, let's work together. All my details will be in the description below, on my socials, email, all that sort of stuff. Shoot us a message and let's work together. And without further ado, let's get stuck in. Well, look who's come crawling back. No. Welcome to another week of Songs of the Hyades, a look inside Carcosa. We are looking at Blood Calls for Blood this week, Act 12. We're going to dive into it. We're going to do it. We're going to look at all the things. You're going to peek behind all the curtains and see all the sin and shame. So, without further ado, let's just cut the formalities. Let's just get stuck in. Drums. We got drums. Guess what? They're the same drums. If you've seen all the other episodes, you've seen the drums. You know the drums. Modern and massive, get good drums. With a bunch of one-shots. And other sort of round-robin stuff. Yeah, I think for this song, there's no change-ups. It's all the same. Oh, let's check out a pre-chorus. Maybe that'll be something a bit different. So there you go. There's your drums. Obviously the reason why I'm just kind of blazing right past it is because there's not much else to talk about on that one. It's, if you've seen the other episodes and stuff, especially the first episode, that's probably where I actually expanded on it. But at the moment, it's all the same. All right. Let's move on. Smash. What is in here? Looks like it happens just in the bridge. Okay. Some little accent bits. I obviously felt in the bridge that the drums didn't have the impact that I wanted, so I went searching for more. So the drums and context of everything else. Yeah, so this little smash thing is just doing as advertised. Just sounds like it's getting smashed. Just the same as my CPU. Alright, so in here we just have a couple of damage kits. Yep. Alright, let's free up some stuff. Smash. Alright, so we've got that damage percussion bad A crunch kit. We've got just the actual kick. So those two together. a lot like that. And then we've got this Kraken kit. I have no idea where that came from. But it sounds like a absolutely dismantled snare. And that's the kick. Maybe I got these from... I have a Machine, the producer, one of his sample packs. So maybe it was in there, maybe it was a splice sample. I don't exactly remember, but yeah, just a heavily distorted kick snare deal happening there. So yeah, that is the smash folder. It just happens in just that little section there in the bridge. So let's move on to percussion. Open up this can of worms. So in here it looks like, so I'll just jump down here to effects. Alright, there's a bit more than the stock standard sort of sucks and blows. So, alright, let's go back up here. Let's just play this whole percussion folder for this chorus, because that seems to be where the bulk of it is. Let's just check out this intro first, actually. Some bells. Reverse piano. Yeah, so should probably explain the concept behind the song. So Blood Calls for Blood. Yeah, I believe I'll get Dan to explain this better at some point. But it's essentially about gladiators, and I'll just leave it at that. It's about gladiators, and I wanted it to sound like a Colosseum. Lots of big percussion, accenting all those hits, and lots of crowd sort of chanting, because in the vocals there are like a bunch of hey, hey sort of stuff. So I want that to be kind of really hammed up quite a bit. So rather than just have the drums, I wanted like a ton of sort of percussion and toms and all kinds of crazy other stuff to kind of give it like a big Colosseum feel to it. And yeah, Damage is perfect for all that sort of stuff. If you're ever looking for anything that's like big, bombastic, cinematic, tribal, whatever sounding drums or percussion, Damage is your friend. It has the goods. So what do we got? We've got percussion Studio Armageddon. Obviously that sounds like a winner straight off the bat. And this is just accenting what the drums are already doing. So turn it off. On. Yeah, so just tucked in behind the drums there to just give it a bit more. All right. So yeah, we've got Damage, Percussion, Studio, Rototoms. You've got Church Percussion Toms. got studio toms, mallets. It's basically just taking a bunch of different types of drums and combining it all together to give it a bit more depth and character. Machine. So this would be the program, the plug-in software machine. So that carries the beat throughout the verse. And the drums are just kind of doing that little ride bell tap. Alright, let's keep going down. More damage. Oop. That's in the pre-chorus. That also, yeah, that's the main thing that's kind of happening in that bridge section too. But let's have a listen to that in context. I've just got the guitars turned off at the moment because they're taking all my computer power. So that fellow machine. Just more sort of texture layers. Yeah, that all kind of plays in together with the drums. And I haven't got those two layers in the second pre-chorus just to differentiate them. And I think it's a different, yeah. Should also mention the two pre-choruses are different. Completely different. Can't remember when we decided to do that. But it was a great decision that was made to keep the song feeling fresh. Any opportunity where you get to really change up like a verse or a pre-chorus, really gives the song just a bit more sort of movement, a bit more interest. It makes you want to keep coming back to it because it's not just like, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus sort of thing. Kind of feels like it's a bit more alive. There's a bit more storytelling happening to it. It's just a really good opportunity to relay kind of a different feeling, piece of storytelling, all those sorts of things, and keep it fresh throughout the song. So, yeah, that kind of came fairly organically. I can't remember if it was Dan had a different idea for lyrics or melody, and it was clashing with this first pre-chorus was over here, and maybe it was Dan that was kind of like, this isn't working, we need to restructure this second pre-chorus, and so yeah, we came up with a whole different pre-chorus there, guitar and melody wise. So yeah, obviously those two are different there. So let's scroll down to this folder. What do we got in here? Let's go. Reaches that. All right, let's go down here. That's that bell that we're talking about. And this could have been likely from Splice. I think we went through a whole sit down where we were just like, let's come up with the craziest nonsense so that it feels like some sort of Roman Colosseum of epic proportions. And we went through some dumb shit. Would have been like horses and swords and all. Yeah, just got out of hand really quick. So pulled back on a lot of that really over the top stuff. But we were left with some pretty cool impacts and hits. And so there's Pang. Just really accenting that hit. A bell. Just to give it a more sort of metallic, clangy sort of feel. And look, speaking of clang, sword clang. So we did keep some swords. I think we got rid of the horses though. And people like dying and yeah. Big Pang. Yeah. Just after that little pause there. Almost sounds like a submarine sonar. More metal ching. Yep. I've obviously muted those. Didn't want those apparently. I think those are just very over the top. Here's that reverse piano. Love it. And with a reverse snare. More sucks. And then blows, hopefully. God, you gotta have the payoff. Alright, so I think that... let's move over to the bridge. Maybe there's something different there. Alright. Dub Destroyer. It's supposed to be Sub Destroyer. Yeah. Big sub drops. Yeah, that looks like all of it. Yep. Alright, cool. So that covers all those effects. Or the percussion, I should say, by the looks of it. Here's the copy and paste folder from all the other sessions. There's your sucks and blows. Alright. Cool. So, as is tradition, just all the usual suspects for keeping consistency throughout the whole album, just having all the same impact hits for when you want something to land a bit harder. Always appropriate in this style of music. Don't be scared, child. More is more, as Brad would say. Alright, so the bass tone for this song consists of Eurobass and Umansky blended together by the looks of it. Except in the pre-choruses, it's just Eurobass and the bridge. But everywhere else, it's a blend of Eurobass and Umansky, both by Submission Audio. Great bass virtual instruments. So this is the Eurobass. Slightly driven, growly, angry. And then the Umansky, keeping it very clean but slappy. Together. Definitely has a more sort of natural sound, the Umansky. I think it's there's way more options to humanize it and make it sound like a real player. Eurobass 3, pretty sure covers that now, but this is Eurobass 2. chorus kicks in, Umansky kicks in. Very subtle. Alright, so yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the second pre-chorus is different. Alright, let's go back to the first pre-chorus just to hear that. At the moment, there's an error. Sorry. When I printed these, sounds like the Eurobass MIDI played up. There's a note missing. There should be 2 notes at the start there, and in this next section here. And then the second pre-chorus. Just a slight change up on the drums there. But it's still in the same world as the first pre-chorus. Yep. Radical. Bridge. Let's check out this. Sounds like Brad fell down the stairs. Bridge. Yeah, so it goes from the bridge just straight into an outro, kind of like Alpha. This would have been another one of Dan's ideas to really just tighten up the song and just not have anything kind of waffle on. I think also, especially if you've got the start of your song being a chorus without vocals, and then you've got 2 other choruses so you've already got 3 choruses. You don't need another one at the end of the song just for the sake of having it there. So, just wrap up the song. Also gives you an opportunity to have something different, which is what we've got for this little outro section. I think that all just kind of helps people feel like they want to listen to the song again, because it changes up so much and you're not like it almost doesn't resolve how you are expecting it to resolve. So it's fresh. It's kind of a little bit different. Nothing crazy, but all these little things help. Radical. Yep. There's your bass. Let's put that away. Move on to the synth. Alright, let's look at some synth. Got a reasonable amount happening here, but let's break it down. So, chorus. Evolve. So let's just play it all together first, the chorus. Ooh, there's stuff in the intro. That little melody. So that's my favorite preset. Kinetic metal tinfoil phonograph, sorry. Sounds creepy as heck. Spoopy as. Let's go massive. Oh, yeah. Just keeping it spoopy with massive Alex, Pan Man. Don't think he's doing much. What's the Pan Man doing? A little bit of movement. It's pretty slow and pretty tight, so not much happening there. Okay, chorus. Hilarious. Right. If you've ever played... Where is that coming from? Is that the Evolve or Gravity? If you've ever played Age of Empires, like the original ones, that sound, that little chant sound, that is exactly what that sounds like to me. Deep cut. If you know, you know. Alright. That little vocal chant there from Evolve. Once again, just really playing into the Roman Colosseum gladiator theme and scenario. So that's what I was really trying to ham up there. More impact hits, metallic, sword, hammer sort of things. Should play that with the percussion, that whole folder actually. Let's go back with these impact, the bombs as well. Yeah, so sometimes you just got to keep adding more and more stuff until it sounds the way you want it to sound, the way it sounds in your head. So know any one of these things, not any one of these things, would be the thing to make it go, oh yeah, now it's good. It's got that thing. Now it's all of these things combined, with just a lot of experimenting, hunting around for samples and all that sort of stuff. But there's so much great stuff out there that, you're really only limited to your imagination with this sort of stuff. So that really all came together nicely there. So the verse, what have we got? Some action strings. Oh, let's play this. Alright. Got a few different things happening. So let's just start off with these action strings by Native Instruments. This is like Pirates of the Caribbean. But just gives that sort of underlying tension. And then just an octave Cool. Kinetic metal. That. Got same melody, and you got Alicia's keys. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the Alicia's Keys piano from Native Instruments. Running through a bunch of stuff. Pretty rad. Yeah, so really just mangling poor Alicia's keys there. Yeah, definitely helps having that to really destroy it. Makes it sound closer to a guitar. Alright. Shuffle on over to... Actually, let's just play all that. Alright, before we get too carried away, let's hear what's happening in the first pre-chorus. Yeah, so essentially what was happening in this intro here, we've got in this pre-chorus. So, is there anything else I need to look at? Nope, just those two. Alright, cool. So you've got this kinetic metal, tinfoil phonograph again. Just playing that little haunting melody. And then you've got this. Yeah, to me this just sounds like spooky ghosts, which would likely get a lot of being around the Colosseum. Also, weirdly enough, I doubt many people have seen or remember like some really old sort of Casper cartoons. They're like super creepy. There's like sounds ghosts make in those old cartoons that kind of just reminds me of this. And I'm pretty sure that would only be me that makes that correlation or that reference. Cool. So all of that together, minus guitars and vocals. Alright, so for the chorus where there's actually vocals, there's a bit more going on than just those Age of Empires chants and swords. So we've got Chorus, please. Cool. Yeah, so I think I came up with this little counter melody thing to go along with what the guitars and bass were doing. Just to really drive the point home. So we've got those two usual things. Then we've got Blackheart, Brahms, Cellulose, all that dubsteppy nonsense. Oops. Yep, so let's play maybe these three together. Yeah, so they all kind of play together. Then you've got big crowd. Where's the big crowd? One second. Is that in? Hey. Alright, probably should have checked that out. Okay. There it is. So I must have muted it. Okay. So there's automated the mute on those instead of actually deleting it for some reason. All right, cool. So there's a bunch of crowd chants. I think for that first intro chorus, it just sounded out of place without the vocals as well. So I've just got it in the second and third chorus. And that would have been from the Machine sample pack that I have. All right. Cool. Little detour there. So let's play that whole chorus without guitars and vocals. Sweet. And then we're back to the verse. And that little distorted piano thing is just doing what the vocals are doing there. And there's pre-chorus changes. But it's got all the same synth, just those two. Yep. So it's still in the same world, like the drums are doing a similar thing. The synth is doing the exact same thing. But the bass and the vocals, the guitar, they're all doing something different. Sorry, that bass guitar is... Yeah, there's quite a few errors in there, so do forgive it. It sounds a bit funky, but we'll manage. Alright, bridge. What do we got? So I'm using this ANA synth. Cool. We've got just playing all the bits in between. It sounds like this all together. Right. And this little section of the bridge is just vocalize and fab filter 1. Give it an angelic quality. Fab filter 1 sounds like more angels. Alright, so let's play all of that together. Outro section, what do we got here? Right, we have got Blackheart. Just building up tension with those brams and this 15-second riser. Just really building up that section to this finale. We've got just emphasizing what the guitars and bass are doing. Yep, just making the last part of the song the heaviest part of the song. Some strings in there too. Cool, we'll get to that. I think that's the next thing. Yep. Then you got all your chants and your age vampires all in there. epic ending. Sweet. Alright, that concludes the synth. We can move on to those strings that we've already heard, but let's giddy up. Okay, so yes, the strings for the very last section of the song are all Spitfire Albion 1. So to break that down, we've got that string, Z. Just one, or two different versions of, so that's the same, and then it splits up into octaves. We've got some brass. We've got, well, it's brass low, brass high. We've got woods high and low. And the low version is we've got brass low. Yeah, so once again, all together. Cool. These are strings. Fantastic. Let's move on to guitars. Rhythm guitars. So I've got a bunch of different tones, but once again, because Alpha was the first song that we did off of this record, when I was going through the mix process, I just imported the same session data as the rhythms from Alpha, just to give it, some consistency throughout the album. Plus, like, as you've been writing and tracking and recording, everything kind of 3-ish plus years, your kind of rhythm tones changed throughout the years. So when you go to like the last song that you've written compared to the first song, they're like sounding completely different tone wise. So to bring them closer together, I just imported the same settings from Alpha to almost every song, just to really kind of close the gap a little bit more. But anyway, the Alpha tone. And then it's the same in the second, the first pre-chorus, sorry. We've got really scratchy. In the bridge. Outro. Yeah, cool. So that's not even the main guitar tone. That's just a supplementary tone to, help it be a bit more consistent within the context of the album. The main rhythm is actually consistent of a bunch of things. So we've got, okay. This was actually the thing that started the whole writing process for this song. This is the first thing I came up with. And then on top of that, I came up with So this is Tone Forge Menace by JST. I did have Tone Forge on here, but for some reason my license is, I don't know where it is. So when I opened this session, it was inactive. So I've just had to slap Archetype Nolly on there just to put something there. But yeah, I had two different guitar tones. This isn't the one that's actually on the song, but sort of placeholder for now. And then octave down. And all those together. There's no rhythms in the verse or the pre-chorus. Seems like I'm just using the alpha tone in that pre-chorus. And the low versions down there. Not sure if that's correct or not, but that is currently how it is. Yeah, I'm guessing this rhythm 2, the thing that I've got the Nolly on at the moment, was vastly different when I had the Tone Forge Menace on there. Alright, let's skip over to the second pre-chorus. Yeah. The bridge. What's this odd thing doing in that section? Okay. But all the rhythms. Cool. Bridge. And then the outro. Cool. Yeah, so whatever was actually happening down here with Tone Forge was playing a much bigger role now that I've had to just put Nolly on there. So it doesn't quite sound like what it did, but YOLO. Yeah, so it looks like that is all the rhythms. So it's just basically what I'm trying to achieve here is mixing different guitar tones to achieve the desired outcome. Sometimes if one guitar tone isn't quite doing it for you, just take those DIs, put it on another track, and use another amp, use another cab, whatever you got to do to build the tone that you actually want. And that's what I would have done, but at the moment we don't have access to that, which is fine. So that is the rhythm guitar sorted. Let's move on to all the other like leads and other sort of fun stuff. All right, lead guitars and other nonsense. Turn a few of these things off so they don't distract. Interesting. Would never use that these days, but that is fine, because that's what we used. Okay. Intro. Lead. Who are you? That little melody that well, I guess the synth is based off of this. Once again, using a bunch of tremolo. Sick ones. Let's have a look at this chorus. Bunch of dueling melodies there. We've got that weird wobbly guitar. All together. Yeah, so that's the chorus. Clean guitars in the verse. This. Got that one. You've got this little lead. So that is the verse. Yep, that's all the verse. Then we get into the pre-chorus. Actually, I'll play the verse with everything in. The pre-chorus. That's my missing guitars. There they are. Alright, cool. Crisis averted. They're in there. What is this? Yeah, alright, cool. We've got this little tremolo thing again. We've got this build up. Build up to this. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, there's only a few actual lead things happening here. This is the actual pre-chorus rhythm tucked away in this folder for some reason. Boom. Into the chorus. So this chorus, a bit more going on than the first chorus. So same as the first chorus, you got these three, but now you've got, because now we've got the new added melody in this pre-chorus, this chorus section. It's very new metal-ish. The whole section together. Sick. Into the verse again. Same. Skip that because it's all, same as the previous one. The second pre-chorus should be different. Up here. So you've got the same little tremolo guitar here. But now you've got this little fella. Archetype Gojira. Quality playing. I dare say that was a demo and I just didn't re-record it. Boom. Keeping it real. Octaves of the rhythm. Some little chicks. So that whole section now. Back to the chorus. Roll straight into the bridge. so we've got, what's the wobble guitar doing? Continuing to wobble. Got this. Got that little fella. Got the just some octave stuff. Some spoopy guitars. And then for the second part of the bridge, there's your rhythms. And this. And all of that together. Roll into the outro. Octaves. More octaves. More octaves. And then more rhythms. Okay, down here. Cool, so for the outro I've got even more rhythms. That would explain the lack of rhythms in the other folder. So yeah, with all the extra synths and everything that I have for the outro, even have more rhythms to help really bolster it. Just hear all that together. Try it again. So yeah, more is more sometimes. Just keep adding until it all falls apart, and then bring it back a little bit. That's the key. Sweet. So that is all the guitars. I think we're on to vocals now. Yeah. All right, vocals. All right, let's dive into these vocals. There's quite a bit going on in this song, so strap in. All right, so the intro.
My life is death and shadows. Oh! My life is death and shadows. Oh!
Right, so you've got that main vocal. You've got this. Let's turn off some things that might be causing us some issues. Just because we're recording this at the same time. You got that pitch down, saturated, destroyed it's going through it's getting a lot of work there. Right, let's turn off even more stuff. Like, as I said, there's so much vocal stuff happening here. See if we can get away with turning off some of these.
My life is death and shadows. Ooh.
And then, yeah, you've just got 3 lots of O.
Oh.
Just to help that bit really impact. And they're all like panned middle, left. Well, it's supposed to be panned middle, left, right, but.
My life is death and shadows. Oh.
Cool. And then nothing in this first chorus. The first verse.
Just like a fire, just like a plague, I will consume and then fade away. So keep your freedom and give me fame, a trail of dead that will bear my name.
Sweet angelic Dan. Voice of an angel. See what we got. Got your main rhythm.
Just like a fire, just like a plague, I will consume and then fade away. So keep your freedom and give me fame, a trail of dead that will bear my name.
Along with what looks like a high version. Very high version. A little chipmunk Dan. And a low version. So that's all happening in that verse. And then the pre-chorus.
I hear them baying for blood. I hear them screaming in tongues. I give but never enough, enough, enough.
So that consists of...
I hear them baying for blood.
that main vocal. Is this a double or a harmony?
I hear them baying for blood.
So these are the harmonies.
I hear them screaming in tongues. I give
Don't
but
think there's anything
never
else there.
enough,
No.
enough, enough.
And then just one last scream of Dan saying enough.
Enough!
With a build up to it. And then the chorus.
You can't save me! You won't break me! My world is blood and battle! My life is death and shadows! You can't save me!
Cool. Yeah, so those haze are just... well, Dan came up with those, but then we put in all those extra sort of effects and crowd chants and all that sort of stuff to emphasize the haze. So it sounded like a coliseum, like a stadium or whatever, chanting, hey, hey,
You can't!
screaming for blood. All right, so you got your main vocal,
You can't save me!
and then just 2 doubles, like left and right,
You can't save me!
just all doing the same thing.
You won't break me!
And then I just got these split up onto separate tracks because there was a slight overlap with them. So yeah, I think, yeah, the chorus is very basic vocal wise. Might be the most basic chorus we have, which is cool. And then your Hyades. Yep. Hey, hey. It's crusty. And verse 2. So we do the same thing again. Main vocal, and then an octave up and an octave down. Except now we've got a harmony. And then there's another harmony here. And that gives us...
Like thieves possessed, they take it all till there's nothing left. Torn and tattered, bruised.
That's me. Hey, how you going?
Violent charades, death on the stage.
So we have got main vocal.
Torn and tattered, bruised and battered.
Harmony. Oh, it's doing the same thing. This will be the falsetto harmony. Gorgeous. And then still got like the high and low. What else we got? Oh, this would be my little whisper thing. Because I think when we were building this pre-chorus, it just felt like there should be some lyrics over the dun 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 dun. So I just filled them in with words.
Just the end beginning. My life's not for living.
Creepy.
Just the end beginning.
Then we move on to Give Me Death or Nothing.
Give me death or nothing.
Just Dan screaming that 3 times.
Give me death or nothing.
And then we're back into the chorus, which is the same with your hey hays. And then we move over to the bridge. Come on. Ease up turbo. Nothing in the first part of the bridge. Second part of the bridge, no, from memory. And then it's just the outro, which is...
You call for blood. You call for blood. You call for blood.
You call for blood. You call for blood. There you go. Acronyms.
You call for blood. You call for
There's
blood.
your main vocal. And then you've got
You call for blood. You call
just a
for
widened
blood.
version with microshift, just spreading it out. Doing the exact same thing.
You call for blood.
And then you got a vocal synth
You call for blood.
version.
You call for blood.
This will be another vocal synth.
You call for blood. You call
Just a double of that.
You call for blood.
Below. Yep, pitch down. Using Little Altar Boy. And a double of that. So all together.
You call for blood. You call for blood. You call for blood.
But blood calls for blood. Oops. Oh, back we go.
The blood calls for blood.
So it's just
The blood calls for
main vocal with two doubles for the word blood.
blood. Die! Die! Die!
And now these last three dies. We all had a crack at it. So we're all actually in the studio for this very last section. So you've got
Die! Die! Die!
yeah. So we wanted multiple voices chanting "die, die, die" to make it sound like a ton of people screaming for blood, essentially. So let's go down the list. Work our way from the bottom up. We've got me doing a high version, left and right. Yeah, so just pretty basic. Lower version. Cool. Then you got Brad doing his thing. Alright. You've got... Oh, this is just the very last die. The high Dan. Blood curdling. Speaking of blood curdling, I'll get to Mitch in a second. Dan's high. Yep, so there's that one. So you got old Mitch. Mitch got in there. Screaming a die. Alright, what do we got? Oh, what's Mitch low? Have I pitched him down here? Yep. It sounds like a hippo. Or like Frank when he got shot with a tranquilizer dart. That's a very distorted version of Mitch. He went to the dark place on this blood curdling scream. He did a low one there, but yeah, it sounded like he was bursting vessels on this one. That was coming from a real place by the sounds of it. So yeah, we all got to contribute to that last section. And, you know, if a song gives you, I'm pretty sure Brad said this, if a song gives you the opportunity to scream, die, 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 you take that opportunity. It doesn't matter if it sounds corny, you just do it. All right, come on. And yeah, each die kind of like gets bigger and more intense. So die, die, die. Very, very fun way to end a song, I must say. Rad. All right, so the computer held up. We got through it. I'm going to put this thing to rest. Might even put it in the freezer. Who knows? give it some time off. All right. So that concludes Blood Calls for Blood, Act 12. We've got one more song to do, and that'll kind of wrap it all up. That is Damocles next week, my personal favourite song on the album. So really looking forward to getting into that one. Yeah. Thanks for sticking around. Let's do it all again next week and put a nice, neat bow on it and wrap it all up. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers. Bye.